Alright guys, welcome back to Market Master, Roland Attenborough. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin today, and we're going to be also talking about our triple tops and triple bottoms, and then the fourth same top level, as well as what would happen if we had a fourth time at near the same low level. So let's go take a look at that. We're going to talk about our indicators and stuff. Let's go take a look at our indicators first, and then we'll go do our triple tops. Thank you for having us as a guest today, and this is going to be a long play, so get comfortable. We're about to tear into this. Here we go. So I populated a few lines, and I always make channels and measure them and put them from places. So if this breaks below, then the next logical place to put a line like this is right here, and we could put it at this level or at this level and square them out and see how far it is. Or we can also tighten it up and run it at this level and up. So it looks like the sellers are leaving a bit here. We could have a turnaround, but we could have a sucker rally here. We're going to talk about all this on the square, right? The 7 to 10 and the 21 day. We're going to talk about all this as well. RSI, Relative Strength Indicator. Again, I have populated it with parallel lines or tunnels through the air. Notice they run from points when the square, the bottoms. Next one, if this does not hold, would logically we would be running another one over, or maybe tightening it up and putting it here from this bottom. But it seems like this angle is really close in capturing it. So if it breaks it, then we're going to put it down here and run it up, and it will be square with this bottom. Anyways, that's form reading with that. Let's go have a look at volume really quickly. We haven't seen a spike volume like this yet. Anyways, we are expecting some volatility coming up here. So let's go talk about our leading and lagging indicator. Again, we've done the same projections off of our lows and whatnot, so you can go check it. And that's how I found this one, right off of what? Our extremes. Because, oops, you can't see it because I've got that, I'm just going to make that smaller so you can see that. Right, so this angle comes off of these lows and these lows here, right? So they're equal. So that's how we captured, and we know that we're getting close, and if we stay in this level for a bit like this, then we know that we're going to get a springboard effect, okay? All right, so that's our indicators. Let's now go talk about the market, and right, we're talking about, right, triple tops, right? Anyways, we're going to go talk about the book as well, but first, let's go talk about this market here. And I'm just going to, before we go any further with figuring that out, I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this stuff so that we can measure it. So we were discussing before about our percentage levels pulling back and it being 5 days and about 4 and a bit percent. We never did about a 5. Anyways, we did that all the way up, and on this one we overbalanced it. So let's go have a look at it, right? Because it's right now it's equal to about an 8% or so, and that's after 8 days and 9 days and 10 days. So our projection for a 7, 8, 9, and 10 day, right? Because that's what William talks about. That's the death zone on the square. Now we've got to be really watching here to see whether or not we've overbalanced. Now we have, in a sense, so I want to talk about this. So these have been 5 days and 4 and a bit percent. So this is now 10 days, or double the days, and double the percentage, but it's still matched. So it's, and the energy sat here, right in this area here. And looking at the square, 103 is right here. All right, so we're coming up again, right, on a point here, right, where we square things, right? And this is a resistance level coming up here on 101. So if we were to touch down here, which I'm just going to get rid of that, is the part of this channel. When we talk about channels on this channel, right, what happens when they respect them or don't respect them, right? Okay, and that's on a 45-degree angle, so that's a really important point here. However, so is the halfway point between these two angles. All right, and also note, right, we made it up to this 111.9, right? Right, we squared out our old, right, we've made our range here, right, from 73, right down here was 74, but 74 and a half. It's squared out, it's sat back on its base again, right? And we were talking about this with our rings, right? 72 is our second ring, and our third ring is 108, so we're bouncing between this, right? So that's how this all works. And I was telling you very closely to watch out between May 19th and the 23rd that something was going to happen. Thank you, Jordan, from Crypto Explained Easy, and all my brothers and sisters, and Shishiori as well. We have 6 hours booked as well, so my June is completely booked up, and I need to update with him as well. And thank you to my brothers all over, Miguel and Portugal. Saying right on. Thank you, brother, for the great love you sending me. Buenos dias, brother. All right, so we've overbalanced, but not quite. So we're waiting to see now on our square. This is the death zone, 7, 21, right? And 7 runs right up to 10 here. And then this 21 days, we're going to talk about that next, and that would run up right here. And it would end here around the 26th and 27th day. So let's go take a look at that. So this is the next metric. If we don't break above this top, then, right, and we're going to talk about triple tops in a minute. So our next metric would be if we were to see a bottom, and notice the square agrees with this with our middle bar, okay? Let's just pay attention to this. So 21 days, if our next metric was say 21 days, that would bring us to June 12th. And I think something is cooking around there, so I'm just stating you should maybe watch between this date and up to the 27th day. All right, I'm just showing you, which is June 18th. And if I go back a couple of years, I can show you some lows on the June periods and stuff where we've had pretty good moves. So we're now just watching and monitoring this. The market is still very strong, and it can have a good correction, and that would be fine. And what would a correction look like, say, if we were to go down and match the percentage level, you know, of say 27%? What would that look like, right, after 27 days? That brings us back to 81,000, and our middle bar was sitting right here. So let's take a look at our square now. Okay, so we've had our top here. So now points where we would see a move down to would represent areas like 106. We have 103 right now. We're holding above this 101 right here, okay? So that's another, so this would be an indication if we didn't come down to this 101, right, and break this after our 21 and 28 days, and we were to hold this area, that would be a signal for a very strong buy. And even if we came down and sat down into this area here, and here, and here, and scared the crap out of everyone, because we've had 15% moves up. We haven't seen a 15% move down. And that represents 94 on our square. And that is right over here. Or this would be right around here anyways. Just this line right here. Right? So if you're a musician, you know these are the 8 octaves, right? Here's our 7th octave. It ends at 315, and then you back to square 1, right? Okay, so I wanted to just show you a little bit about this. Now we're going to talk about GANN's book and his triple tops, okay? So let's get into the books. So my guide says, I'm just going to turn this so I can see it a little easier here. Triple tops and bottoms are the most important. By going over past records, you will find that the greatest advances and declines, or those that last the longest, start from triple tops or triple bottoms. Triple bottoms occurring several weeks apart, or more important than several days apart. Triple tops occurring several months apart are more important than several weeks apart. And the most important campaigns start when triple tops or triple bottoms occur several years apart. For example, the same low level occurring in 3 consecutive years at different times, or the same high level occurring in 3 consecutive years at different times, indicates the greatest reversal and the greatest advance or decline. Therefore, it is most important, or it is important to watch for these triple tops or triple bottoms, because they are very significant of changes in trend and very important to trade against. Example later of triple tops and bottoms. He has them in his book later on in this one. So we're going to go talk about a 4th top or a 4th bottom, just in case we violate and we have a correction down and we make a 4th bottom. Okay? So we're going to just read this carefully now. So 4th top, same level. So we've come down, we've made now our 4th bottom. So let's just say this. 4th top, same level. There is something that very seldom occurs, but when a top is made around the same level for the 4th time, and wheat and corn or soybeans or stocks or whatever fail to go through this level, it means a big reversal and rapid decline. Our rule says that when these things, wheat, soybeans, or stocks or whatnot, advance to the same level a 4th time, the trend nearly always reverses and it goes through to higher levels. When they reach the same level the 4th time, watch prices very closely for a major change in trend. All right. So 4th time near same low level. When wheat, soybeans, or commodities or stocks, therefore, decline to the same low level or bottom the 4th time and fail to go through, then reverse and turn the trend up, it is a sign and an indication of much higher prices, because in most cases, when the decline occurs and prices reach the same level the 4th time, they usually go through to much lower prices. Always follow the time rule. When prices break through bottoms the fourth time, you can expect much lower prices and only small rallies. All right. So that goes on to discuss what will happen with third and fourth tops and bottoms. This is our triple witching. We have a third top and bottom here, and we're waiting to see if we're going to come back and sit down in any of these areas. Right, guys? Like, and this area has to hold, like, and notice my Fibonacci. So I ran it up to 100%. And why does it look like it's on this weird sort of angle, sort of capturing the market vibration? Well, so what I did was I put the first bottom here, and the further out point, which we'll look at, is tied to this top here. Let's go take a look what I mean. So that's the slope that I'm discussing. So you can see it comes out to here and it connects with this green line. So actually it actually connects with this low, not this top, sorry. So this is how I've set my Fibonacci. It's going up at a slight angle, capturing this low, and then, you know, we found our 618 again. And then we went up to our 100% level. We've suffered a slight rejection. We still have not broken below the 0.78 here on this, and I've got my angles on here. So if we do suffer this 21-day out and we move out a bit, you know, guys, we've pretty much got ourselves covered, right? If we get a rejection here, right, we're going to be down. This is our triple bottom here. This whole section right here, right? Let me just, right. This is our whole triple bottom right here. This whole section, right? And here's our anchor low, right here. So, and it's tied to our August low from last year. Remember, guys, we had that super major low. Okay. Anyways. So triple top, if we move down and make a bottom, you know, and stay higher, we're going to have one hell of a move up. Now June is, you know, historic for lows in it, so we have to be mindful of that, and to just discuss that as well. In this book here, this is 45 Years in Wall Street with Mr. GANN, and that's my teacher mentor. I'm going to be doing an autobiography of this man, June 6th. That is when he was born. So, he's talking about these June lows and comparisons for future highs. And he discusses that 1949, June 14th, Dow Jones average declined and made a low. And he goes on to state, though, before coming up onto this, in June 1913 there was a low, in June 11th. And then in the 14th year, there was a March high, right, a double top. And then later on, he goes on to say there was in the 14th of March here, right, there's a main trend turn down from that March, right, from 1914 into June. So he's again signaling it. So he discusses all these things in these books, and this thing is just loaded with stuff. Like, it's so loaded with stuff. Anyways, I thought I'd just show you a few things. Okay, so we've been discussing quite a bit about our market and what can happen here. So we're waiting here for this move up, and let's again say we've been looking at 15% moves up. Now this one has doubled the moves down. So is this to say we could say have a double move up? Instead of it being 15, it would maybe be say 29% or something, or 30? I don't know. Let's maybe go see. Let's just go explore 15%. Let's just bring this down and let's just have a look and see what we could possibly see. So I'll just sneak that up right into there. We'll try to tuck it up, keep it right in there. So a 15% move up for us right now would represent, let's just say, well, let's bring it down, would represent 118. Where's 118? Right here. Let's just bring it down to say 14 and a bit. It's still 118, so a solid 117. Okay? Let's just say it doubled. We went up to say, right, 29, 30%. Let's just say we went up to 29. We stayed below this Fibonacci. Let's just say we went up to about a good 29%. Where would that take us? 133. Well, where's that on the square? Well, it's right here on a 45-degree angle. So, and when would we achieve that? Probably out here somewhere. July's a pretty hot month, And that's a 15th month from our halving event. Just like I said, this is our 13.3 month right here, where we would have to see a retest of our all-time high. I've said all this. And we would need to have a good low and a bounce up, and we could see our next move probably into July. And realistically, somewhere in here we could see something, probably just a little bounce up, just to get us warmed up for what's ahead maybe. Anyways, I thought I would share that with you, and I was going to do some longitude and show you some more things, but this is still my third generation, guys. This is the one I put in my suitcase. I folded up and all that, had to show the... Oh yeah, that's my real life, guys. Anyways, I'm getting set up to go to Belize and make a move sometime later on this year. I'm going to set up a healing and wellness center as well, and also a teaching academy, and it'll be an oasis retreat as well to drop in. I'll be constructing and building that as well up, and yeah, so look for that to be coming up. And then I'll be running, in-person workshops and whatever straight out of there, and you can do some healing and experience some beautiful natural elements and get in touch with nature. Anyways, I kind of rambled on a bit there. So, peace and love to y'all, and we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Peace and love.